Upon learning that the person on duty on the 25th had just left yesterday, Chen was even more certain of his suspicion.
The entire 24-hour footage had been replaced. No wonder the tech team couldn't find anything.
However, when they arrived at the target's house, they found Liu Wang and Ray lying on the ground, without breath. After he run this examination, cyanide was also found in the Liu Wang's system. The difference is that the killer had put the poison in the wine glass this time. Particularly, a colleague delivered the latest test report. They found phthalates in the alcohol, also known as plasticizers. Upon hearing the perfume, shampoo and nail polish all contained the substance. An image instantly flashed in the mind of the reviewer. To verify his suspicions, he hurriedly reviewed the previous interrogation footage. Sure enough, he found important clues in it. There's a tiny gap between the nail and the artificial nail. That's a broad mark on the nail. But Zhangju's left little fingernail doesn't have such a mark. Additionally, her left pinky nail is a shade brighter than the others. From this we can see that her left pinky nail is frizzly gone. Moreover, during the medical record comparison, Shen Yi discovered that the 82 victims looked very similar, and they had particularly nice hands. All signs indicate that Liu Wang preferred the victim's hands, and the nail is the easiest place to hide drugs. Meanwhile, Zhangju's array trimmed nails further confirmed Shen Yi's speculation. He quickly asked Li Han to retrieve nearby the indoor surveillance footage. When confirming that Zhangju's home surveillance was also replaced, Chen immediately launched a search operation, and ultimately found a nail in the gap of the vanity. This was the overwhelming evidence in the police possession. Zhangju finally confessed to her crimes. Right after graduating, she entered an architecture firm with dreams in her heart. Little did she know she would face gender discrimination. To still know, Zhangju decided to change to a face that would attract attention from clients. She sought help from Lian Yi's hospital. In return, she designed a secret room for Lian Yi free of charge. However, on the day it was completed, she became the first victim in the secret room. Afterwards, she thought about going to the police, but upon seeing footage on TV, she ultimately chose to give up. To preserve her reputation, Zhangju had to suppress her feelings to please Lian Yi every day. What suppressed her was that, as her career soared, the resentment in her heart eventually turned into gratitude. Until recently, Zhangju secured a project. One of the chips that just when she proposed to validate in Shanghai, Lian Yi threatened her with the video again. From that moment on, Zhangju decided to break free from the dealer's control once and for all. So she hid cyanide in her nails. Then she used Lian Yi's peculiar preferences to poison him, the perfect way to eliminate suspicion. Zhangju colluded with her fellow villager Liu Wang and replaced surveillance footage from the 25th. But what she never anticipated was that Liu Wang surprisingly deduced from news reports that she committed murder and exploited this to extort 200 for silence. Zhangju had enough of being threatened by men, so she decided to take action and poison Liu Wang during the transaction. As Zhangju signed her confession, this nearly perfect murder case was solved. However, the cop barely had a moment to breathe. When the police entered dispatches a new test, a skeleton was discovered during expansion. Beijiang 7th high school playground. Confirmed the from the culprit was reported this, and overtook measures were taken outside during the test. For now, they could only look for clues from the remains. Upon inspection by He Ronglu, the weapon should be a narrow knife. Inferred from the position of the scratches, fatal blow was a severe injury to the heart. The time of death was around 10 years ago. What she couldn't understand was, from the development of the pupils of physics, the victim should be a girl under 20. Yet, the wear on her teeth, not just that of a woman over 40. So, to quickly confirm the victim's identity, Chen immediately ordered them to split up. They were tested with ticket for missing girls in the past 10 years. While Shen Yi reconstructed the victim's face using the skull, Shen Yi restored the deceased's facial features using the skull. But he had to trace back to the stage of decay. Hironia hurried in. She found polished marks behind the skull. If nothing goes wrong, this should be teaching equipment from the art department. The removed part is the specimen number. The three of them immediately returned to Kishong. The facts corroborate Hironia's speculation. In the back classroom, there was indeed an unmarked skull. Based on the skull's length and circumference, the deceased height was estimated to be between 116 and 172. She had a lean physique. Upon confirming that the skull and torso belonged to the same woman, Shen Yi immediately began the restoration work. He first measured the thickness of soft tissues to determine the musculature contour and thickness. Then he marked the skeletal points on the mold. Finally, he filled them with clay. After repeated polishing and adjustments, Shen Yi restored the deceased features with just one glance. Identity information confirmed. Rizika was born July 9, 1996. Her parents divorced when she was 6. She left with her mother. September 2010, she transferred to Beijiang over her first year. She transferred out in June 2011. The report was made the night of the 24th amendment. The report was filed on the evening of the 24th amendment. Based on Hironi's appraisal results, Rizika was likely a re-murder when she went missing. Elizabeth was killed during her disappearance. On night, the Rizika had an introverted personality and had no friends at all. The violent detective couldn't help but sigh deeply. Introverted personality, lacking close contacts. Moreover, the case has been unresolved for 10 years, and is undoubtedly like looking for a needle in a haystack. While everyone was at a loss, Shen Yi decided to consult the art teacher for information. He never expected that. Blackton was actually a graduate from science school, and just in the same art interest group as Rizika. She then took Shen Yi to see the artwork wall made of wooden boards, showcasing past students' work. Meanwhile, but surprisingly, she hadn't married and had children. Aside from some personal belongings of her daughter, she could hardly provide any valuable clues. Seeing this, Chen immediately returned to the station to analyze the case. Currently, there are 4 key points they need to investigate. What is the relationship between the murderer and Rizika? Why was the skull replaced? Why was the body buried on the playground? When was the skull replaced? However, before Chen could design tests, Shen Yi stood up and rushed out. Shen Yi immediately stood up and rushed out. He had already thought of the key clue to solve the case. Most harbors of Kikunusu have a habit of saving students' copy works. Among them, the top students drew the details of the skull very accurately. As long as 2 different drawings can be found, it will be possible to determine when the skull was replaced. After comparing hundreds of sketches, Shen Yi finally identified the time of the skull replacement.
The gas sockets became larger, the frontal rose, and the treble became thinner.
The 10 is around October 2017.
Given that outsiders were not allowed in the bar room, it's clear that the murderer was a student or teacher from the past 6 years. However, before anyone could start investigating, Ren Sakoflon's mother delivered a diary.
The contents further confirmed Shen Yi's conjecture.
Ren Sakoflon had long been bullied in No 7 middle school and had even been molested. Virtually, so intervened at the time.